Hello there and welcome once again to The Verdict. I'm Mick Cornett, this is Kent Myers, and we're here every week meeting interesting people and dealing with topical issues. And right now everybody's talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes, we are really glad to have back to us this week Dan Mahoney with the Thunder. He's going to give us a Thunder update, and we're all excited about the upcoming season, which I guess by now has just started. And he's going to tell us about what's going on in the Thunder organization.
What you need to know about the 2017-18 Oklahoma City Thunder. Dan Mahoney, our guest today on The Verdict.
One of my first experiences working in TV, I was a production assistant. I was like, ask me to do anything and I'll do it. I'm just here to work hard. And so I think that eagerness goes a long way. My name is Ezekiel Walker. I am a TV producer in Los Angeles, and I am Chickasaw. As a kid, I saw the opportunity behind the lens to capture great stories. And I feel as though that's my purpose in life. And really close to my heart is the stories of my own people. There's a need to represent Native Americans and minorities in a genuine way. The Chickasaw Nation started with strong ancestors. It started with survivors. I have a responsibility to not let that be in vain, but to work hard and to keep moving forward and to keep conquering.
See more stories about the Chickasaw people at profilesofanation.com.
Hello there and welcome once again to The Verdict. I'm Mick Cornett, and Kent Myers is going to introduce today's guest.
As I indicated, we're really pleased to welcome back to the set of The Verdict Dan Mahoney. Dan has been on the show 3 additional times. He is a representative of the Thunder. He's Vice President of Broadcasting and Corporate Communications. Previously to joining the Thunder, he had 18 years as a news director in a number of different markets. He was the Director of Communications for Governor Frank Keating, and also worked with Frank when he was in the American
Council of Life Insurers.
American Council of Life Insurers, thank you. I was getting him confused with what other position he held. Yeah. Dan worked with the Oklahoma City Hornets for the brief time they were here, and has now been with the Thunder the full 9 years they have been here, and he knows more about the Thunder than most anybody. Dan, welcome back.
Hello, thanks for having me again.
Great to have you back.
I appreciate it. By the way, Kent, I have to write this one down. Thunder update, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Thunder update. I'll be using that and not give you credit.
Hashtag.
That's right.
Hashtag.
You can do that.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about this year's team from your perspective. What's your role with the Thunder, and how are you impacted by this off-season that was so busy and so positive?
Well, the first thing to remember, and it's kind of hard to believe, that we're heading into our 10th season. Yeah. You know, I spoke to a business group a couple weeks ago and asked them, how many seasons do you think the Thunder's been here? And they were saying 7, 8, and they were really surprised to stop and think there's been 10 seasons. So in my role, I oversee all of our corporate communications, our social media, our website, our mobile app, as well as our broadcasting side on Fox Sports Oklahoma with Brian Davis, Michael Cage, Leslie McCaslin, and Nick Gallo. We are fortunate to have all of them, including our director and our producer, work full-time for the Thunder. So I oversee that and manage that, and we think that's a very important way to connect with our fans through our TV broadcast. Last season, we had the 3rd highest local TV ratings in the NBA, and we're very proud of that. Behind the name of the team in Northern California. I don't remember their name.
I can't remember either.
The Winos or something. I don't know what
the Warriors and the Cavaliers, and the Spurs are in there as well. But this season our fan base is extremely excited. Our fan base is excited every season, as you all know. You know, the off season was longer than we had hoped after leaving after the first round of the playoffs, but our team got better. I think everyone pretty much acknowledges that. That's pretty simple to say when you add 2 multi-time All-Stars in Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Sam Presti, our general manager, is just nothing short of amazing in what he can pull off. I think he's internationally recognized as one of the leaders in the league in building a team.
Yeah, how often
Not just this year, but over the past, now heading into our 10th season.
How often do you get asked about him when you travel with the team or by others in the media? He seems to be almost an enigma, a guy that isn't trying to seek press attention. You never see Sam Presti trying to be the story. And there's extraordinary production out of he and his staff.
You know, I've known Sam since he joined the team in 2007 when we were still in Seattle. He became general manager when Clay Bennett hired him, and that's always been Sam. His whole goal is to make it something special, is to continue to build piece by piece, never satisfied, always wanting to get better, not just in the players, but in the coaches, the staff, everybody associated with the team. He really, and coming to Oklahoma City, he really wanted to build a special culture for our team and our fans, and he's done exactly that.
And the ownership group needs to be praised for stepping up and you know, trying to get Oklahoma City a winning team, seemingly willing to pay above and beyond what a lot of other teams are willing to pay with their full roster salaries.
Absolutely, and Sam gave full credit to our ownership group led by Clay. A lot of people on the outside looking in thought that in the third smallest market in the NBA you couldn't compete in a situation like that, but to build a winning team, a winning culture, and move forward, that's what it took.
Does this mean we're sharing revenue with Los Angeles and New York and Chicago? Is it that simple to say, or is it more complicated?
There's a rather complicated revenue sharing system within the league. I'm not the one to address it, but I would say I think on our level, yes, we share revenue.
You raised a point that I had thought about before we even scheduled this show. When the team was starting to form for preliminary workouts, and I read in the paper something that this was going to be the 10th season, and that Russell Westbrook had played with the Thunder for 9 seasons. That just astounded me, because I would have, if you'd asked me in a vacuum, although I do pay attention, or try to, I would have said 5, 6 years maybe. And now he's 9 years older than he was when he joined us.
Boy, and he's sure showing it, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah.
Russell will be 70 and he'll still be breezing past everybody. Yes, Russell obviously has been a tremendous asset to our team and our community. And just recently signed a commitment to continue representing the Thunder in his great ways. So, yeah, we're very proud of him. I mean, obviously he's grown a lot as a player over 9 seasons. You know, now to have 3 multi-time All-Stars, future Hall of Famers on one team, it's pretty incredible.
Seems like the league is doing well too, with the new CBA with the Players Association. They continue to expand their footprint internationally with television revenue and other assorted memorabilia. It just seems like, you know, if you look at all the major sports, that the NBA may be outperforming all of the others.
Yeah, and the NBA has done a great job spreading the love of basketball across the world. On the social media side, the NBA leads the world really in the sports. You know, the Premier League in Europe is very active in social media, but among the American professional sports leagues, the NBA is by far the leader. And yeah, it's a great family, the NBA family, and we noticed it, how connected the teams are. Even though they compete on the floor, we're very much connected as a family. When we played our preseason game in Tulsa against the Houston Rockets, we used that as an opportunity to sort of return the favor within the NBA family. When we have had our tragedies and our disasters, the NBA has stepped up to help Oklahoma City. We did the same with Houston. We raised money with the fans in Houston, and so it really is a family, and we're proud to be part of it.
Yeah, what you just said reminded me of how we got the Hornets in the first place.
Yes.
By helping out New Orleans.
Yep.
Thanks to your efforts and others.
Well, and others, yeah.
Yeah. Without getting involved in any personnel players individually, the roster shakeup this year seems greater than it has been in the past. Maybe I'm just not up to date on it, but it seems like we have more new faces this year than we've had since shortly after year 1.
I don't know if the numbers are more than previously, but obviously the level of player and
Yep.
sort of I mean, when you add Carmelo Anthony and Paul George to your roster, that seems like a lot right there with just 2. But we also have players like Patrick Patterson, that we got from Toronto, Raymond Felton, that we have picked up, and some younger players that have come up through the ranks of the Blue, like Dakari Johnson, who is now signed on as a roster player of the Thunder. So we have a great core of young players. We have a great core of veterans like Steven Adams, Andre Robertson, and of course Russell and Paul and Carmelo. So I think again, I don't know that it's more than before, but it's certainly a great build here that we've moved into for the season.
Well, what do you hear about the prospects for the season? What is coming out of the Thunder organization? Of course, the goal is to win the NBA championship, but how's generally the attitude at the organization? Yeah,
and however many NBA players there are, 435 or something, all 435, that's their goal, is to win the championship, and it should be. I think that the message from Sam Presti, our general manager, is we've added great talent. They have to have some time to gel, to work together, and always we want to be playing our best basketball at the end of the season. So, if fans watch and they think that we're going to start winning 82 games, it's a long season, and these guys have to learn to play together. The off season was only 4 games because the season is expanding in terms of the calendar. Because the NBA wanted to give the players some time, not as many back-to-backs, not as many long road trips, that sort of thing. So I think that the message is patience. These are terrific players. It's a terrific collection of players, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
Well, let me follow up on what you just said, because I had, for some reason, been interested in the past in the number of back-to-backs that the Thunder has had to play and what impact it may or may not have had on their performance. Are you suggesting that this year the number is fewer?
The league-wide, it's fewer. The scheduling process that's one of the goals of the scheduling process at the NBA level, was to make sure that some of those back-to-backs were eliminated. So I think the league average is about 5 or so, but maybe more here and there. It's just people don't realize the travel that the players go through. Late nights. They fly in, they stay in nice hotels, fly on a nice plane, but the fact is they get in, like even flying from somewhere as close as Denver, they'll get in at 1:30 in the morning after the game and then be up for practice the next morning. So that was the goal of the league, was to try to eliminate the number of back-to-backs.
Dan Mahoney is our guest. He's with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we'll be right back.
The good life comes naturally to Tulsa, where nature's beauty is matched with an eye for aesthetics. A legacy of neighborhoods graced with lawns and landscaping and handsome homes. A place that seems to have patented an ideal lifestyle. Bank First is loyal to the quality of life Tulsa assures its citizens, to the priority placed on education, culture, and growth. Loyal to builders who transform raw land into residential charm. Developers who see opportunity and add vitality to Tulsa's economy. Bank First serves both enterprise and private lives that need a loyal partner. It's how we help nurture this city's very good life. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. Dan Mahoney is the Vice President of Corporate Communications and Broadcasting for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Dan, I know that the Thunder is, of course, active successfully on the court, but you're active in the community as well and doing a lot of things. You see news stories about the players being out in the community, in the schools, and other places where perhaps bad things have happened, and they're there to boost morale. I know you have been involved since you first came here with community involvement. Tell us what to expect this year.
Well, it's been basically since day one, it's been a mission of the Thunder to make a difference in the community. We think it's part of our responsibility to give back to this community that's been so supportive of the team and the organization. We actually led the league in player appearances in the community last season, well over 200. That was the most of any team. And from Clay Bennett to Sam Presti to our business office to our whole team and coaching staff to everybody in the building, to our fans, it's a very important role that we play in the community and we want to play to give back. You know, we do things like one of our missions of the Thunder Cares Foundation is to rebuild basketball courts. Yeah. We've done 17 of them statewide, and we have more on the agenda. And it's a terrific. You know, the other thing that some of our sponsors are involved too in helping us in the community. So it's really a team-wide, and by team I mean the broad team of sponsors, season ticket members, the staff, the players, the coaches that make sure it happens.
I see the bookmobile going around the city from time to time.
The Rolling Thunder Book Bus.
Book bus.
Sponsored by American Fidelity.
And that's still going to be in
Absolutely.
operation.
We've given away, I think it's 140,000 books.
Oh my gosh.
And working with the school system. The bus doesn't go very fast. You see it trudging along the highway a little bit. Somebody suggested we bring it to Tulsa. And we said, okay, it'll take about a day and a half to get there. But the crew that drives it and goes to the schools, they just love it. And players go, and there's nothing like seeing Russell Westbrook sit in the driver's seat of the bus, opening the door and bringing the kids in. And he was telling one of the kids, tie your shoes, tie your shoes. Yeah, it's a tremendous program that we have that working with American Fidelity to get these books out into the hands of kids and encourage that love of reading.
I personally am, I realize the move that took Ennis Cantor away from the Thunder was obviously the right personnel move, but personally I'm sorry he's gone. I don't mean he should still be here in place of somebody else, but he seemed to be a real emissary into the community for the Thunder who had a very positive impact.
Sure, Ennis is terrific. Ennis is a very, very a caring young man. He really is. Obviously a terrific basketball player too. Yeah. But you know, we miss him. We understand the basketball reasons and wish him well. He's in a terrific market for him. He gets, there's a lot of activity in New York, as you can imagine. So we wish him well.
That's where he lived now anyway,
yes.
I guess in New York.
Mm-hmm. Hey, many people think that I can't go to a Thunder game, they're always sold out. Mm-hmm. And you probably run into that a lot. And I know since day one, the Thunder has always had the kind of the priority to make sure there's always tickets on the day of the game for sale. Mm-hmm. Still people seem to think that they won't be able to get one. Give some advice to people who maybe have never been to a game because they always assume they can't get tickets.
Yeah, I mean, we are fortunate to have more than 14,000 season tickets that are already sold.
Out of the 18,000.
Out of the 18,000. Yeah. But we deliberately kept tickets away from being sold as season tickets so we could have group sales, we could have individual game tickets. And right, exactly, Mary, don't assume anything. Don't assume that these games are sold out. There are lots of ways. We have the reward zone, which occurs on game day, where you actually, it's sort of all digital now, where you sign up and then you get notified by email if you won 2 tickets to get into the game. We also have our ticket resale, our website to begin with, which is okcthunder.com/tickets. You can go on there, you can check the map of Chesapeake Arena, you can see what seats are available. Then we also have a ticket resale, which is our fans, our season ticket members selling to other fans. It's a person-to-person, connection to determine the price. But the thing you get out of it is security, where you know that ticket you're getting will get you into the game. Not like some other services, you might go online and you'll print off a ticket on paper and you go in and they say, no, this is fake. Or someone else has used this because the same ticket was printed off 10 times. So it's the new age of scalping, basically. We stress the Thunder resale on our website because it's truly secure and you know that you can get in the game and you're getting authentic tickets.
Is your broadcast team back from
Everybody's
last year?
back. Brian Davis, Michael Cage, Leslie McCaslin, Nick Gallo, Antonio Daniels, who works with Fox Sports Oklahoma but comes up to a lot of games. Antonio, like Michael, former NBA player. So yeah, we're very proud of our TV team on Fox Sports Oklahoma, our radio team of one, Matt Pinto. We've had great consistency there and they do a terrific job.
I'm amazed at listening to Matt Pinto and do his broadcast. He's been on before, and I've said this before to him, but I'm amazed that he's able to get so much information out in such a short period of time and keep up with a fast-moving game as well.
He's a machine. He
He
really
really
is. And he's been in the game a long time. He's worked for a number of teams, broadcaster for 30 years, and he does a terrific job. You know, people say, why isn't anyone on radio with him? And my answer is, it doesn't need to be. Matt is terrific, and he knows the game inside and out. And if there's no reason to have anybody, Matt can do it all himself, and he's one of the few in the league that can really do it and do it well.
What is the expectation of the Thunder organization for the postseason? What's the hope beyond winning the championship? I mean,
I'll just quote Sam, which again the team wants to be playing its best basketball at the end of the season to be ready for a playoff run. We don't predict; that's not our style.
Yeah.
But I think you can just see from the talent that he's assembled, that Coach Donovan's working with. We'll just see where it goes. But the team will continue to get better, and like I said, be ready potentially for a playoff run of however long that lasts. We have great faith in that this is a powerhouse lineup. When you have 3 future Hall of Famers in your lineup, that's saying something. So we'll see. Still got to play the games.
Talk about the impact of having a foreign player and how it can change the world market, and specifically Steven Adams. Just as an example, how does that affect the Thunder's broadcast role?
Well, Steven and Alex Abrinas both are international players, and it builds right into the NBA's approach, which is global. New Zealand is obviously a rugby country and always has been, but Steven has helped grow that game.
he's a rugby player too.
He is. He plays basketball like rugby. He's tough. But I actually went with Steven for the 3rd time this past summer, where he conducted youth basketball camps, and you can see the game of basketball growing in New Zealand, and that as a direct result of that, we've had players that have come over. There's a player that sort of came up the way Steven did, and he now has a scholarship at TCU to play basketball, just like Steven did at Pitt. And that's what they're trying to do, and that's what Steven's Pathways group, the foundation, is trying to do in New Zealand, is get these kids, boys and girls. There's been some girls that have come over on scholarship, trying to give them an opportunity, not to necessarily play in the NBA. That's an ultimate goal of any kid who plays basketball, probably anywhere in the world, but to be able to get a scholarship to come over here and get an education, as well as potential basketball opportunity.
I'm guessing he's a big star back there. Tell us what it's like to follow Steven Adams around New Zealand.
He is. Again, this is the 3rd time I've been. The first year, a lot of people recognized him. Second year, more people recognized him. This year, just people taking pictures, wanting to take pictures with him, autographs. Just he walks in a room or walks down the street, and there's kind of everybody stops. And
well, he can't hide.
It's hard to hide with the height and the beard and the hair. He's very noticeable. But Steven is terrific. Just a very, it's a funny story. At one of our preseason games at home, after he warmed up early on the court, he was walking back to the locker room, and as the players do, they stop and give autographs. And it's a lot of kids mainly at that point. And he has a thing, and this is a little hint for any kid that wants an autograph from Steven. He requires the kid to say please when asking for the autograph. And the one Sunday when he wouldn't give an autograph to any kid who didn't say please, and he'd wait for them, and some kids got it and some kids weren't getting it. And then he said to the one kid, eat your vegetables, clean your room, say please. So, Steven is teaching the children of our community.
Just like Russell was telling them to tie their shoe.
Yes.
They all have a role.
Yep.
Our guest has been Dan Mahoney. He's the Vice President of Corporate Communications and Broadcasting for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder organization succeeding at seemingly every category. And of course, this upcoming season seems like it's going to be really fun. Dan, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Kent and I'll have a final word after this.
There are now 11 million of us who live here and work here. I was 15 when I came here 6 years ago. I raised my family here. I drive my truck to my job every day. The only difference between now and 6 years ago, I do it legally. I wanted to. Because this is my home.
All children deserve a life of hope and love, but sometimes they experience a life of pain, neglect, and abuse.
When that happens, each child deserves all the quality assistance and representation that can be offered in our legal system. For more information, call 23-CHILD.
Oklahoma Lawyers for Children, helping to bring hope and love back to the lives of abused children.
You will always be mom and dad to me.
You have children coming from a different lifestyle, different mindset. You have to open your arms and really do what you have to do to have that child become a part of your family. And if it's more patience, that's what you do. Kids gotta know they can trust you. And that's what we try to do with these kids.
You will always be mom and dad to me.
The Journal-Record is pleased to be a sponsor of The Verdict. The Journal-Record, since 1903, the best source of Oklahoma business news and legal information.
I don't think anything has brought this state together more completely than the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think that's very true, and I believe that you're stating that as a statewide concept is very accurate. I had some concern, quite frankly, when the team was coming to Oklahoma City and was going to be called the Oklahoma City Thunder as opposed to the Oklahoma Thunder, but that does not seem to have been a problem. And I'm sure the folks in Tulsa and all around our viewing area are Thunder fans, just like the Oklahoma City people are.
Absolutely. And we want to thank Dan Mahoney for coming on our show. He and the Thunder do such a good job of being so fan-friendly. And, you know, if you have a cause, don't feel like you can't call the Oklahoma City Thunder and get on their schedule for community appearances. As he told us, they're doing 200 a year. So there's no reason your organization or your town can't be represented. We have some website information to give you. You can learn more about the Oklahoma City Thunder on the league's website, nba.com/thunder. That's nba.com/thunder. And we have a website, theverdict.tv. You can log on and tell us about a guest you'd like to see or a subject you'd like to see us discuss further. That's going to do it for this week's show. For Kent Myers, I want to thank we both want to thank Dan Mahoney and wish the Oklahoma City Thunder all the luck in the world this year as they try to bring a championship home to Oklahoma City.
Thunder up.
Yeah. We'll be back next week with another show. We'll see you then.